How's it going, everyone? Mountainspyder here, bringing another episode in the Pokemon TCG series. So today, I want to be taking a look at the Galarian Darmanatan theme deck. Now, what I'm going to be doing is just jumping on the versus ladder, talking about the deck, and just getting some games in with it. Now, off the bat, I do think this is the slightly weaker theme deck between Darmanatan and Surf-Etched. Now, sorry, my nose is really itchy. Now, the thing is, out the box, like first impressions, and if you're a new player, I think the Surf-Etched deck is better. But I think there's a lot of potential with this deck, this Galarian Darmanatan deck. And I say that because you can make a lot of good plays with this deck. And a lot of how this deck functions is kind of outplaying your opponent and making really, really informed decisions. Unfortunately, this is a really terrible opening hand. If my opponent has an evolution, I'm done for. So unfortunately, Deep Sea Swallow is all I can do. Now, because I have to get a new hand there. Oh, okay, well, this game is over, unfortunately, to really bad dead draws. Because I don't think there's much I can do about this. But, like for example, this Wishy Washy is a great example. This Deep Sea Swirl is an absolutely fantastic ability, as it's a way to just get a brand new fresh hand. And a lot of this deck revolves around making good informed decisions. And I think the learning curve for this deck is quite high. But that being said, I think that if played correctly, you could actually do really well with this deck. 60 just won't get the KO. Okay, let's go for a Wave Splash. So because like cards like Birdkeeper work really well in this deck, and I know that this card is in the Surf-Etched deck. But like I said, this that's gonna be a KO. That's a little bit earlier than I was hoping for. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. This deck revolves around making good choices with your Pokemon. And unfortunately, my draws this game have been really, really bad. But a lot goes into playing this deck. And I think if played correctly, this deck can be incredibly powerful. But it comes down to knowing when to use Air Balloon, knowing when to use Lucky Egg. And all those choices come together to make this deck very difficult to play, but very rewarding if you get it played correctly. And again, its typing is good. Being a water type deck, you're effective against a lot of the other theme decks out there that are doing really well. Bless me. For example, like Relentless Flame, and like the Cinderace deck, for example. Not that you see the Cinderace deck very often, but it does come out every now and again. And an attack like this, the Baroctic's Frozen Slice, when you're dealing damage to yourself, it's a very powerful attack with 150 damage, which is crazy from a stage 1 Pokemon. But you're dealing damage to yourself. So knowing when to use it, how to use it, is very important. And just from one of my videos alone, there's no way that I can impart all the information for this deck, as it's a deck I'm still learning how to use. And I'm still getting better at myself. That's a very questionable play for my opponent. Yeah, I thought so. I thought there was a yield. And this is a deck I'm still learning myself. I mean, I've only got about 10 games done with this deck. And with, I don't think the best win-loss ratio. Because most of my games have been, I think, against friends. So I don't think it even comes up. But it's a deck I am still trying to learn myself. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Is just to showcase, hopefully, some advice for playing this deck. And just to bring a highlight to it. Also, seeing that some Zelda deck is one thing I don't think I've actually mentioned on channel before. But it's one thing I think that's going to happen with the release of these two new decks, especially with another water type deck in the meta, is that I'm expecting less people to be playing fire. Which means that decks like Summer's Eternization and Rillaboom might actually be seeing quite a bit more play. What are the chances of drawing into a Baroctic? Not that high. Let's go for the Swoosh Screen. So I think that we're going to be seeing less fire type decks out there. So the door's kind of been opened for Zamazenta, and that's unfortunate, and Rillaboom. So I do think that these decks have changed up the meta a little bit, and I'm hoping to see the meta change quite a bit, because it got quite stagnant the last like month or two, because Zacian and Zamazenta didn't really do much to change the meta. Whereas I think that these new two decks that came out are going to make quite a big change with how people play. Do I want to Lucky Egg this? I can't get knocked out next turn. I'm going to hold on to Lucky Egg for now, because I can't get knocked out next turn. And like, this is one of the things that come into playing this deck, is like knowing when to Lucky Egg. So those of you who aren't aware, Lucky Egg is if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, draw a card until you have 7 cards in your hand. That's an absolutely awesome ability. But you need to know when to use it. Because obviously this won't proc if you have 7 cards in your hand. You won't think get any value out of it, and then you're essentially just losing your card. Which is unfortunate, and something you don't want to happen. He still won't get my opponent won't get a knockout with Energy Slap either. So again, I don't want to drop Lucky Egg just yet. So for now, I think I'm just going to go for the damage. Get the KO. Now again, this is where the deck gets tricky, because now these 2 energies get put back into a hand. Which means the Suicune is now that much weaker. And it fills my hand up, which means Lucky Egg proc, if my opponent were to knock me out, wouldn't do anything. So, how am I going to do this? Yield. I feel like it's a little bit early for my opponent to yield, because they're actually in a pretty decent spot there. But anyway. Like that Suicune there shows how you're going to be very, very careful with your plays. Because if you were to have a Lucky Egg down on your Suicune and you use the Aurora Loop, you're essentially filling your hand up with energies, and you won't get value out of your Lucky Egg. It's called heads. And now, that's not to say Suicune is a bad target for Lucky Egg, but you need to know when to use it. So you need to be able to read the game pretty well. Oh, bad opening hand. Hopefully Mulligan will be a bit better. And now, like, I'm really glad I actually matched up into Relentless Flame for this game. And for this video, because, again, Relentless Flame is a deck you're going to be seeing quite regularly on the versus ladder. Hopefully less so in the future. But it is a deck you've still got to contend with quite often. Now, I am going first, which is a little bit awkward, but it's not bad considering the opening hand I got. Again, these opening hands have been really bad. There's a lot of draw in this deck, and I've got another bad opening hand. Now, one thing that's really nice about this deck is it actually does run Air Balloon. Now, Air Balloon drops the retreat cost of your Pokemon by 2. This works really well in this deck, because you've got a few very good targets for it. Pelipper being one of those, who has 2 retreat cost. Kangaskhan, 2 retreat cost. And then your other primary Pokemon, Darmanatan and Baroctic, are 3. So if you retreat, you're only going down to 1 energy, which is not the end of the world. Both forms, the fire and the water, have a 3 retreat cost. So unfortunately, this is a really bad opening hand from me, because I don't actually have any other basic Pokemon. And whilst I'm going to be able to knock out this Farfetch'd next turn, these energies are going to be going back to my hand. And an important thing with this deck is it does not have a way to accelerate energies from your hand onto your bench outside of Bede, the supporter who puts an energy from your hand onto one of your bench Pokemon. Now, I have to play aggressive in this scenario, because this Farfetch'd stops me being normal type Pokemon. I'm not getting my a lot of damage off. I'm really hoping my opponent doesn't have a Rapidash here. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have Rapidash, seeing the need to retreat out into Farfetch'd. I desperately need a Pokemon. Now, one thing to remember with this deck is you can't play Bird Keeper if you don't have benched Pokemon, which is a bit awkward. So you need to be aware of that when these cards start coming out. Okay, That's a really, really good thing. Because I can start accelerating this. I'm going to go for the Beta play to keep that energy acceleration up. Just to try and stay ahead in the energy game as much as possible. Because I am currently up 3 energies to 1. Which is a really good thing. Although, to be fair, they're going to drop 1 now. So I'll be up 3 to 2. Which is a very good thing. Considering I just bounced 2 energies back to my hand. Cubchoo is another great example. Where Air Balloon procs quite nicely with it. Because it's got a 2 retreat cost. There's the Bear Arctic, which is fantastic. So I definitely want to get my Air Balloon down there. Actually, that being said, I might want to hold out until a Lucky Egg. Just in case. Because I would like to see a Lucky Egg there. Again, I want to get through this Farfetch as soon as possible. Because I don't want to give my opponent draw potential. My opponent can't do anything to a hand. So I can hold off on that for now. Relentless Flame is not a deck you want to give your opponent time with. Because the longer they're sitting there, the easier it is to build a Queen, the easier it is to build a Charizard. So you don't want to give them time to charge up. Now, unfortunately, if my opponent does have Rapidash, Bear Arctic won't be able to get a one-hit KO. But I have to see what it does. My opponent does seem to have has had a relatively slow start. Okay, that is a really bad Brock. Oh, my opponent's desperate for draws. They must have a dead hand. An absolutely dead hand. If they've gone for that. Alright. What I want to do in this situation... I want to get rid of this Farfetch as soon as possible. So I actually want to go into this Bear Arctic. And I'm going to use Switch in the scenario. Because I want to try and stay ahead of energy as much as possible. Do you want to get the Air Balloon now? Oh, that was a mistake. That was a big error on my side. Because my opponent has Tool Buster. I meant to actually hold off on that Air Balloon until the second turn. Because of Tool Buster. So that is a big mistake on my side. Because Tool Buster is now going to be doing 90 damage. Going to be 110 damage. So that is a huge error on my side. Dropping that Air Balloon on that first turn. And that's one of the things, like I said, with this deck. You've got to make smart choices. Yeah, there's Tool Buster. That was a really big problem on my end. A really, really big error on my side there. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to pay for it because that is going to put me behind quite badly. My opponent did get really unlucky, getting 2 tails on their Timer Ball. Yeah, that was a big error on my side. I've just thrown away my Bear Arctic. That is disappointing. That is really, really disappointing. And that's how I said, like, you've got to make those smart decisions. And unfortunately, that was a really poor decision on my side. I know I'm giving my opponent... I'm aware I'm giving my opponent a free card on this, but I need to get a new hand. Because unfortunately, I've got a dead hand from this. So I'm giving my opponent a free prize card, which is a problem. But I need to move forward. Because at the moment, I'm not getting anywhere. And unfortunately, it was a really bad opening. Another really bad hand from that. And there's the Rapidash. That Bear Arctic play could have just cost me the game. It's put me so far behind. Okay, that's a heads. That is a problem for me. Because I'm taking a lot of damage on the Suicune. Okay, there's Darmanatan. That's good so far. I do want to Bird Keeper this. Okay, that's really good. This Darmuka can go down. I'm not terribly concerned with that. Let me Great Ball and see if I can get some more value. Do I want to build Pelipper or Bear Arctic? I think I want Bear Arctic more. Let me go for the Cubchoo. Let's get that down. Turbopatch. I think I do want Turbopatch. Let me see if I can get it off. Can't get it off. That's unfortunate. Let's put that there. I don't need Lucky Egg right now. I don't have a good target for it. And again, I've got a pretty full hand. And I might be needing to use Aurora Loop next turn. Depending on what happens with this Rapidash. I was really hoping for Turbo Patch on that Darumaka, because what could happen then is, with my new hand, because I'm definitely using Prof's Research next turn, I could have got the Darumaka up to 3 energies, which means I could have got Blizzard off. But unfortunately I got a bit unlucky. There's the Queen. Now my opponent's deck is going to be accelerating very fast, and this is a problem. This is a very, very big problem for me, because that one Bear Arctic player could have put me behind this game. Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble now. Okay, agility went off again, but that's okay. I can take one more hit with that. Let's get these down. I can go for Bird Keeper instead. I don't know if I'm going to be using this Bear Arctic in all honesty as an attacker. So I think I'm actually going to use it just as a wall for my opponent. Let's get that down over there. Let's get my wing goal down. And let's just hit done for now. And at the moment, it's going to be reacting to what my opponent's next play is. Because unfortunately, Charizard is coming out, which is a huge problem for me. We're going to need one. I need 2 more energies, unfortunately, which is a problem. Oh man, I can't believe I made such a silly play. Okay, it's time to get rid of Rapidash. So, that's not great. Let's get that down there. This Darmanatan is probably going to be a good target for this Lucky Egg. Let's get that down over there. Let's get Suicune into the active spot. Ah, and let's disconnect. Ah, that's frustrating. How's it going, everyone? That was a really, really unfortunate disconnect there. I was getting some really good plays, so I apologize for that. That's incredibly frustrating. Oh, nice. Leaf Charge. Okay, this is a deck I respect, and I actually think is really, really good. So I'm happy with this matchup. Oof, I could play quick against Leaf Charge. Not great. This is one of the situations where Bird Keep is a bit of an awkward supporter, because I can't play it without a bench Pokemon. So I really hope I can draw a basic type Pokemon now to get a Bird Keep off in the first turn. Because I really, going second, you want to be playing a support on your first turn. This is a bit sad. Alright, interesting. I am very tempted to hit that Professor's Research. I actually think I'm going to. I've got 2 Darmanatans. Technically, I've got essentially 3, but let's get these down. Let's get the Great Ball down. Hopefully, I can get into Pelipper. I don't get Pelipper, but I do get Kangaskhan, which is a pretty good drop as well. The Kangaskhan go down there. I don't need to play the Wingull just yet. And we go for a Collect. Now, Kangaskhan is a fantastic Pokemon in this deck because of Rally Back. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon during your last turn, the stack does 90 more damage. So it swings in for 120. Which is nothing to laugh about. It's very, very scary. Oh, I really hope they can't evolve this. Because it's a bit early. Okay, they can't. That's alright. There's Suicune, which is not bad. Let's get that energy down. Let's get the Lucky Egg down on Kangaskhan. I don't want a Suicune instead. Because Kangaskhan is a very nice proc for Air Balloon. Let me get the Lucky Egg on there instead, actually. And the reason for that is because if I get an Aura Loop off, I don't want Lucky Egg on that Pokemon. So let's get rid of this hand and let's get a fresh new hand. My opponent's on 45 cards. I'm on 29. That shows the power of the draws for this deck. That energy should have gone there. Because now I can do nothing with this Pelipper. That was actually really silly me playing that energy. I can retreat this Wingull. I want to give it to my opponent because I want to get Rally back off. That was an error on my side. It would have been better to actually evolve it. To hold off from playing that energy, evolve into Pelipper and get a knockout with wing attack. So that was a problem of mine on playing that energy earlier. Again, 2020 hindsight, I didn't know I'd draw into a Pelipper. But still playing that energy was a bit of a mistake in my opinion. But anyway, let's see what I can do from this. It does look like my opponent's having a few bad draws. So I might get a little bit lucky. Oh, there's Guzma. That's actually unfortunate for me. That's a bit frustrating for me because I would have liked to get the rally back off last turn. But I do have a bird keeper, so I can go back into the wing goal if I want to. Okay. 30 damage is still my best bet. Well, let me do this first. Let me get bird keeper off into wing goal, and this is where this deck combos really well because I've got a air balloon here, so I can just retreat this Pokemon with no cost. Which is really fantastic. That Beta is going to be great next turn for charging up this Darmanatan. So now I'm going to retreat here. I'm going to retreat into Kangaskhan. Charge up Kangaskhan. I want to now play Pelipper. And I want to go for a rally back. I know it's not a KO, but next turn I will be going for Hammer In, which should be getting me a KO then. And I know I'm going to be playing my hand out pretty quickly. My opponent's getting really bad draws. My opponent's bricking up hard. Okay. That energy, I want to go into Hammer In to get that KO. Bede. My opponent yielded. Yeah. That was a bit of a rough game for my opponent. Really, really bad draws. Alright. Not bad day so far with the deck. That disconnecting against Relentless Flame was a real issue for me because I really wanted to see how the deck would perform against that. And we're going into a mirror match, which is going to be interesting. A lot of this is going to come down to draws as well as making smart decisions. I don't want to go first. And there's a lot of reasons for that. This deck runs a lot of supporters. I drew none of them. This deck runs a lot of supporters and it runs Wishy-Washy. Wishy-Washy turn 1 is fantastic. Getting a new hand of 8 cards is absolutely fantastic. Now, whilst my opponent's going to have the advantage on evolution and energy, I'm going to have the advantage with collect. There's a Great Ball, which is not perfect, but it's not bad either. I might want to go to Cubchoo instead. Get an early Baroctic out. Let's do that, and collect. What do I get? That's not what I want. I need to get some draw support going. Honestly, I'll Professor this hand away in a heartbeat. Because I desperately want to get some acceleration going. I'm tempted to Wave Splash in case I draw into a Pelipper. Okay. Let's Air Balloon this Cubchoo. Bird Keeper. See what we get. Alright. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. Obviously, I'm definitely retreating this. And going to wing goal. Let's start getting this Cubchoo going. Again, for now, I actually want to not evolve it. Because I don't have a reason to evolve it at this stage. That's actually a pretty good draw as well. So I want to keep it hidden that I have that. Baroctic. Okay, my opponent got theirs down as well, which is not the end of the world. I am an energy up from my opponent, which is a good thing. It looks like my opponent is struggling a little bit with energies. Which is a good thing for me. Now the issue is, my Baroctic has to come in second. I'm surprised I double energy that wing goal. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I think it's time to do this. So we retreat Wingo. And let's get this, and let's get some damage going. And start slashing. If my opponent can't evolve Wingo, it's going to be a 2-turn KO. The fact that they went for Wave Splash, though, it makes me think that they have Pelipper in their hand. But no, they can't. Otherwise, they would have gone straight for the wing attack. They might have just got greedy there. Because, yeah, wing attack does 50 damage anyway, so they probably actually went just for that Wave Splash, just to get a bit aggressive and try and take my Wingo out. Bit of a questionable choice in my eyes, because you're playing from behind and you're having a really bad energy game, getting those collects off is going to help you a lot. So I'm a bit surprised my opponent didn't go for collect. But anyway, okay, well there's the Pelipper. Which means I might not be knocking out this Wingo. The fact that they put a second energy there up, they're probably going to preserve it. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm going to have to use Frozen Slice. Because I can't risk going for 3 slashes. Oh, that's frustrating. I can't Frozen Slice this. I'm going to have to go for 3 slashes. I don't want to evolve this just yet in case I get Turbo Patch. So I'm just going to start applying energies in that direction and just go slash. I'm getting not the best draws in the world. Because I can get this down in 2 more turns. I can't use Frozen Slice because if I do, Pelipper can come in and just get an easy knockout on me. So I don't want to get damage down this Baroctic. My opponent's bench is getting very, very scary. So what my opponent just did now, you've got to be very careful evolving your Pokemon with these 2 new sets. And the reason for that is because of Turbo Patch. Turbo Patch allows you to take an energy from your discard pile and attach it to any of your basic Pokemon. So you've got to be very careful evolving your Pokemon too early and not be able to get Turbo Patch off. Now this is very frustrating because I'm going to get a KO with Frozen Slice. But I'm also going to knock myself out. I'm so very surprised my opponent didn't put it on Kangaskhan. So unfortunately now, I'm going to have to put that there. I'm going to have to evolve this Darumaka and I'm going to have to get a new hand. Because this hand is dead. And losing this Baroctic now, I'm going to have options. Those are not great options. That's unfortunate. I don't think I'm not going to use a Fire Darmanatan in this deck, so this Darumaka does nothing for me. I have to go for this. Because I don't have knocked out next turn regardless. So that's unfortunate. That's really not what I want to see. Let's get this over here. I wouldn't be surprised seeing Pelipper come forward. Yeah. Pelipper Kangaskhan is very scary because of Power Cyclone. You essentially cyclone one of those energies on Kangaskhan, and the Kangaskhan comes in next turn and just wipes the floor with whatever was there. Yeah, that Kangaskhan is very scary. So that's an example where I'm saying my opponent should have gone Power Cyclone into Kangaskhan. Because that rally back would have come in and knocked out Suicune. Which my opponent can still do with a Switcher or Bird Keeper. Ah, Air Balloon. They're able to get it off. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. My opponent might have this game. That's not great. I'm literally playing Wishy-Washy for the hope of drawing into a bad A next turn. I desperately need bad A. Honestly, the play there was actually probably turbo patching to try and hit Wishy-Washy, switching into Wishy-Washy if I got it, and then using Deep Sea Swirl for better. So I need to get this Darmanatan ahead, because I'm now behind in energies. That's frustrating. I think I've lost this one. If I can draw Bede on this next draw, I've got a chance. And I've got a good chance. If I don't, I'm in serious trouble. I'm in serious trouble. I need this patch to go off. Oh man, I needed that patch to go off really badly. I don't know what to do. I think I have to be aggressive. Oh, no. I need to switch first. May as well air balloon that just in case. Actually, I want to air balloon Wishy-Washy maybe. What does air balloon Wishy-Washy give me though? I don't think anything. Let's do that instead. I might... Oh, actually wait, that was a sleep play because that's going to be discarded. Never mind. That should not have been played. It's a dead bench space now. There's the bed A, which is what I needed earlier. Yeah, I've just got to go aggressive. I don't know how I'm going to win this one. Because now Hammerin comes in, and then next turn is followed up by Wing Attack. And there's Darmanatan down. And I don't have a second option. Yeah, that's game. I needed that top deck better. I don't know what to do. I don't think I actually have a play. The thing is, I have to Crushing Headbutt. It's the only thing that makes sense is Crushing Headbutt. So I need to get rid of this Pelipper. I'm gonna Bede the Wishy-Washy. I'm gonna Lucky Egg the Wishy-Washy. Oh wait, that was a silly play. That doesn't make sense. Ah, that was a mistake. I should have egged the Domaka. That was very silly of me because the egg on Deep Sea Swirl. Ah, that was. I've made too many problems. I've made way too many errors in this match. I've lost it. Really bad play on my end. Yeah, really bad. Yeah, that was bad on my end. Really, really bad on my end. Like, yeah, that egg should have been there because I could have bird keeped it and left that there. Great ball. I need 50 damage, which means I need Wingo. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. And pass the turn. I have to play so well to win this now. And I don't know if I can. I'm glad I'm seeing Kangaskhan's, but they're very late. Very, very late. There's Pelipper. Let's get Kangaskhan down. Let's put that there. And let's go for wing attack. Because my opponent can win on this next turn quite easily. Because I have no way of getting through Darmanatan. I need to somehow charge this up. But I don't even have time for that. As long as my opponent has an energy in their hand, they win next turn. No, there's nothing I can do. My best bet is switching into Kangaskhan and just hoping for the best. But like that play doesn't even make sense though, because I can't do anything. Yeah, that had an energy. Oh well played to my opponent there. Definitely outplayed me. And yeah, it happens. So this is the Darmanatan deck. I think it's got potential, but it really punishes you for bad plays. So you have to play it smart. And as you saw today, I made bad plays very easily. So you pay really good attention when playing this deck. I hope this helped a little bit. It really was a highlight video showing you that this deck is good, but you've got to be super, super careful playing it. Don't make those errors like I did. Don't put eggs on wishy-washies. Really bad idea. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Cheers. Enjoy.